Welcome to the ANEW Insight Podcast, empowering and inspiring your journey to optimal health. Hosted by Dr. Supatra Tovar, clinical psychologist, registered dietitian, fitness expert, and author of Deprogram Diet Culture. Rethink your relationship with food, heal your mind, and live a diet-free life. I follow my guests' journey to optimal health, providing you with the keys to unlock your own wellness path. Tune in and evolve with us. Welcome back to the ANEW Insight Podcast. We are back for the second half of our interview with author, psychotherapist, researcher, and women's empowerment coach, Coloma Muro. Coloma, welcome back.
Hi, I love your energy, Supatra. Thank you.
Ditto on that. You are amazing. And for those of you who haven't watched the first half of this episode, please go back and listen, because this woman is all power and knowledge and strength and wisdom and clarity, and I love her. So Coloma gave us some really invaluable insight and inspiration for what fueled her journey and to how she's helping others, and I cannot wait to pick her brain some more. So let's talk about trauma. How does your approach help clients heal from trauma and move towards personal freedom?
It's a very interesting question. My mission, I'm going to start here. My mission is to liberate individuals precisely from past conditioning and programming. And I found that when I was working as a therapist, clients handed the power to me. I was the authority that validated their experiences, right? And at the root of personal freedom, there is a reclamation of one's power. So I use the principles that we talked about on the first part of our episode together about mindfulness, neuroplasticity, and bodyfulness to help the client find or create intimacy within. Intimacy within is an embodied concept, meaning it is an approach to building relationships that honors and respects the power of the body. And I'm saying that because that has to do with how I view trauma and how we can heal it. Intimacy within, at the end of the day, comes or it draws on the ancient principles of tantra, which emphasize working with energy to deepen a more profound connection with everything that is, including the connection with self. To briefly mention what tantra means, tantra in Sanskrit means weaving or expansion, and this practice helps us develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationships by weaving together all aspects, body, mind, heart, and spirit, into a unified experience. And now it's where I'm going to go into explaining how this helps me help clients heal from trauma. The foundation of my approach revolves, as I said, around helping clients connect deeply with themselves and others through our bodies in a conscious way. It's about learning how to be present with whatever arises without judgment or expectations. Trauma is stuck energy in our body. When we experience overwhelming events, our nervous system can become heated, trapping survival energy, what we know as fight, flight, or freeze. And these unresolved energies manifest as anxiety, dissociation, emotional numbness, or physical tension. And so my perspective invites individuals to explore life fully by embracing all of their experiences, physical, emotional, and spiritual, without repression or shame. And by integrating mindfulness, as we mentioned, energy work, and somatic awareness, I help unlock deep-seated trauma and open the door to inner freedom. I can tell you how I do that, more or less, or we can...
Yes, please tell us how. And I totally agree that trauma is trapped energy. And certainly when we experience trauma, we experience the reactions, which could be fight, flight, freeze. And I also want to add fawn, which I see a lot in terms of people pleasing. I know that people pleasing is absolutely a trauma response. So how do you help release the trapped energy and propel people to move forward in their lives?
Yes. So again, I teach people the power of their body consciousness and I help them cultivate intimacy within as a way to own their worth. So instead of just talking, I include breath work, which I use as a bridge between the conscious and the subconscious. Trauma survivors often hold shallow or restricted breath patterns, signaling a constant state of vigilance. So breath work practices help regulate the nervous system and shift emotional states and release the stored trauma. I also teach embodied practices, meaning gentle, mindful movement to help individuals reclaim their bodies safely. This is key as trauma often creates disconnection between the body and the mind, leading to numbness or dissociation. So when we trust our bodies, we have the courage to feel or to release blocked energy, allowing emotions stored in the body to surface and be integrated with through my guidance. And I also look at energy misalignments. Trauma often affects specific energy centers in the body, like the root chakra, the sacral chakra, or the solar plexus chakra. So through meditation, visualization, and other techniques, we can return these centers back to balance, helping dissolve shame, fear, or anger, and fostering a renewed sense of vitality and empowerment. And
Yes. There's a really great book, and I've mentioned this before, by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And oh gosh, I'm totally blanking the name of the book. I'm blanking it right now, but he has this breath work exercise in there that helps to release the trapped energy of your lower chakras by, consciously contracting and constricting your muscles on your inhale and moving that contraction up through the chakra centers and allowing the breath to escape out of the head. I'm telling you, that breath work exercise is like mind blowing. Literally, it's mind blowing. And it's taking all the trapped energy that, tends to sit in the lower three chakras. And I know that sounds woo to some people out there, but I tell you, it is one of the most powerful exercises that you can do to release this trapped energy. And it sounds like you're doing a lot of similar breath work and exercises like I do in my practice. So again, we're twin flames, and this is amazing. So I want to know about how you empower women in life transitions, right? So you are a women's empowerment coach. What are the common challenges that you see women facing during life transitions, and how do you help them through that?
Mhm. Well, even though the majority of my clients have historically been women, I also coach men. But in both cases, what I've seen, especially in this country, that's heartbreaking is the pain that comes along with patriarchy.
Amen. Keep talking.
Regardless of the gender, we all have feminine and masculine energies within us, and neglecting the part of us that feels, which is the feminine, is extremely damaging to our overall health and to how we live our lives. Simple example of how we become disenfranchised from our bodies is by relying on external sources to tell us how our bodies are doing. And this is what I most get. I get clients that have gone to multiple doctors, trying to figure out where the source of their pain is or how to fix their pain. And ultimately they go to the doctor to check if they're healthy. But once, like, this doesn't prevent illnesses. Check exams don't prevent illnesses. What prevents illnesses is actually to turn inwards and listen to our bodies instead of going to someone else to tell us how we're doing. So, when by the time that our medical exams tell us that we are not healthy, we are past the line. We need to take a step back and reconnect to how we feel, how our bodies are doing. And this, at the end of the day, is what I get. Like, people come to me when they have cancer, when they have autoimmune diseases, when they are very advanced in their physical illnesses, and what I do, the work that I do with them is to take them back and let's reconnect with our bodies, to understand, to work with mindfulness, bodyfulness, neuroplasticity, all these concepts that we've talked about. I can give you another example of, particularly you asked me about women. So men, for example, men need 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Women need 8 to 9 or 10 hours. Our bodies are different than men's. And in this society, which is overly masculine, we try to be men. Women try to be men. All the studies made on fasting are made on with men. So, if we already are neglecting our emotions and we stress our bodies even more by dieting or over exercising or overworking or not sleeping the hours that our bodies need to sleep, then is where our bodies complain and we start having diseases. Most of my clients, for example, have neglected their menstrual cycles at some point in their lives to keep up with their work, from using IUDs to taking ibuprofen. And again, pretending that we don't have cycles not only damages our psyche, as we keep telling ourselves that it's wrong to have them or to be a woman, basically, it causes so much pain in our bodies. Repression causes tension somatically. And that leads to chronic fatigue, to chronic pain, to depression, to anxiety, to autoimmune diseases, as I said. And if you throw into the mix diets, which is starving the body instead of honoring it, or
Yes.
yes,
This is what I talk
yes,
about. This is all that I talk
yes,
about. That's my book.
yes. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, we're like over stressing our bodies. And
Yes.
if like that's not a way to live. When women come to me, is because they are sick or they don't want to live the life that they're living anymore. They're so burned out, they can keep up. And by the way, patriarchy also negatively impacts men. They are completely disconnected from themselves because of the repression of their own feminine. They have had to suppress their emotions to fit into a social model that doesn't work for the people. It's a model that benefits corporations, that fits capitalism, and that sustains itself actually through telling people that we are not enough as we are, that we don't have enough, that we have to look a specific way, that we have to do this or do that, right? And at the end of the day, this is the root of all addictions.
Amen. You are so right. Like, oh my gosh. And I talk about this all the time. We live in a world that tells us we can't trust our bodies. We can't trust what's going on. We have to listen to all the experts out there and follow this diet in order to fit into this paradigm. And you guys, if you don't know me by now, diets don't work. I'm fundamentally against dieting because they take you away from listening to the natural messages that come from the body. And the body is your best friend. It is always trying to protect you. It is always trying to tell you what it needs. And if you just tune into it, if you just listen, your body will tell you exactly what it needs. Okay, right now I need sleep. Or right now I need nutrition. And you'll get an image in your head of what you need to eat in order for your body to thrive. It could be something like a big bowl of pasta. People are like, no, I can't eat pasta. No. Your body is telling you it needs carbohydrates. It could be a giant salad with lots of colors, and your body's like, please give me vitamins and minerals. And it's just this wonderful, natural, intuitive process that if you really tune into it, you don't have to listen to anybody. I tell people when they come in my door that I want, by the end of their treatment, for them to never need to listen to me or anyone else again, that they are their own best expert. And you are right alongside that. And that is so refreshing to hear that. I'll say, like, people may take one look at you and you're absolutely a stunning, gorgeous, beautiful woman, and they may think, oh, she probably fits into that dieting category. No, you are like the complete opposite. You are listening to your body. You are intuitive to what your body needs. And honestly, I think that's why you glow so much from the inside out. Woo, lady. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Now, I want to get into primatology. Okay. Like, this is fascinating. Tell me about your research in neuroscience and primatology and how that informs your understanding of human behavior and relationships. Please illuminate me.
You'll have to cut me off here because this is a very deep question. Everything I've studied and experienced got a few years with how I perceive life today. Neuroscience and primatology were the introduction of understanding the non-linearity of nature. It's a complex topic, so I will try to simplify. Psychology is studied from a very westernized perspective, like pathologizing everything and trying to find steps to heal X, Y, and Z. And my master's in primatology was conservation research based, meaning that we studied models to analyze patterns in nature to predict future outcomes. That has to do with conservation. But at the all these models that we studied, which are mathematical and computer based, study patterns, which is what neuroscience does as well. And so both fields observe systems um, and make predictions, considering the interconnectedness of everything. So these two disciplines, both neuroscience and primatology, gave me a holistic framework for understanding human behavior and relationships as both connected systems where small changes lead to significant outcomes. In other words, like by integrating insights from ecosystem dynamics and neural networks. So our ecosystem around us is a little how our brain functions and our body functions as well. Everything is interconnected and we are adaptive animals. We adapt to climate shifts. The brain rewires itself in response to experiences. And so trauma, stress, or environmental changes reshape neural pathways, just as going back to the conservation or the primatology aspect of what I was studying is like how deforestation or pollution, for example, alter ecosystems. This gives me a broader understanding of how we can reshape um, our own behavioral patterns, combining or using an integrative approach to healing. Like, for example, and that's what I can dive very deep, but I'm trying to make it very simple. The patterns like flocks of birds, for example, they the birds don't cognitively think, I'm gonna move to the right, I'm gonna move to the left. There's an emergent intelligence where no single bird controls the system. It's a complex behavior that arises from the group, right? And we see that in cultural shifts, in relationships, in collective actions. So there's an outcome that it's greater than the individual action. It's called what we would call emergence. Yeah, emergent intelligence. And I've used this understanding to improve social dynamics, leadership, and cooperative behaviors in corporate, for example. But to come back to your question, it like my understanding and studies in primatology, and also I worked at the zoo, was that I can see emerging behaviors from the interaction of the parts that are playing a role in the emergent behavior, if that makes sense.
Totally.
It's a complex.
Totally.
Well,
I think that the takeaway that I'm getting is that primatology and the study of conservation proves, doesn't just show, but proves the interconnectedness of everything. And I think we're living in an age right now, and especially in this climate, where we think we are separate from our environment. And you and I were in Los Angeles right now. What we saw in January is categorical proof that we are absolutely connected to our environment and need so badly to be more aware and more connected so that we can better serve our environment so our environment can serve us. And I am a huge conservationist. And little fun fact, you guys, little fun fact. If everyone 1 day per week just switched to a meatless meal, 1 day per week, we would make such a dramatic shift in climate change. You have no idea how important our choices are when it comes to what we put into our bodies, to what happens out there in the world. And everyone is connected and we are all in this together. And I love that you bring in the work of like birds, like starlings, or like some of the greatest examples of how collective consciousness works. It's not just one bird going, hey guys, follow me. It's like they're all just tuned into each other. And we have that same ability. That's probably what drew me to you. I was like, whoa, I love her and I need to know everything about her. So, Coloma, tell us, what's the future? You're leaving us, which makes me sad. Really makes me sad that you're leaving. And hopefully I would love it for us to meet in person before you go. So I can be like, oh, that's her. Yay, in the flesh. But what are your next plans? You're moving to Bali. You're leaving us. What are you going to do?
Well, as you probably have noticed by my accent, and we've already said that, I'm not from LA. I'm originally from Barcelona. And yeah, my values aren't aligned with America's values. And I'm leading my 6th retreat in Bali. So that kind of made me reflect. And I thought, why not, moving to Bali? I haven't shared any details of my moving. So that's my first public announcement.
I outed your move. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Now everybody knows. It's great. Like my mission revolves around, as I said, contributing to collective healing, and I want to nurture it and protect it. And I feel called to moving to Bali. And as we've been talking all along in this podcast, I'm following the inner guidance, and inner guidance cannot be grasped by intellectual alone. So I am letting my feminine tell me where to go, and I'm just following. I'm following this pull that I feel inside of me, practicing what I preach.
Well, tell us about your retreat. I want to go.
It's gonna be at the end of the year, that December 4th till the 10th. It's my 6th retreat, and it's gonna include yoga, somatic practices, mindfulness practices, different types of healing modalities. And yeah, I probably will be leading more, so you can come at any. But yeah, the next one is gonna be in December, and I've led retreats. I've led 3 retreats in Bali already, and 2 here in the States, one in Florida and one in California. And yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're going to have to keep me in the loop for that because A, I need a retreat, and B, I've never been to Bali. So yeah, count me in.
Yeah.
Tell people, please, how they can get a hold of you. Where can they follow you? What are the handles? Please.
People can work with me one-on-one in my coaching programs. Anyone can contact me through my website, which is colomamuro.com. And I am active on Instagram at mindfulness love therapist. I'm also on LinkedIn and on YouTube. But the best way to reach me would be over email through my website.
Hey, she's accessible. Everyone, oh my gosh, please get to know Coloma more. I really want to have you back on at some point to pick your brain some more because you are absolutely iridescent and just so intelligent and just wise beyond your years, glowing. And can I go on and on? You're amazing. So everyone, please just give this person some love. Let's all go meet in Bali in December. I'm totally there. Thank you, Coloma, for joining us today.
I feel so honored to have been here. And I love your energy. I love your glow. You're so radiant. And yes, please come to Bali.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, it's a date. Thank you. And thank you for tuning into the ANEW Insight podcast. I'm looking forward to my next exciting interview, and hopefully it's as incredible as this one. I'm sure it will be. I will see you all next time. Thanks, Coloma.
Thanks for tuning into the ANEW Insight Podcast. Please remember, the contents shared on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. You can find us anywhere podcasts are streaming, on YouTube at my.anew.insight and at anew-insight.com under the ANEW Insight Podcast tab. And follow us on our socials at my.anew.insight on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more updates. Tune in next time and evolve with us.